Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome back if you've been before. Now today marks 5 full months since I had my last alcoholic drink. So that was the 13th of November 2024, so technically I've not had a drink this year. So I'll just sort of come on and I'll just tell you 5 differences, one for each month obviously, since I actually stopped drinking. Number 1, I'm 2 stone lighter than I was when I first started. I don't know what that is in American if you're watching it over there, or even in kilograms, but I'm actually 2 stone lighter. So that means your t-shirts are longer. It's easy to get through places. I got a fair old belly on me and I've lost a couple of chins at least. It was sort of, my face was really puffy. The last sort of big drink up I had was at my 40th wedding anniversary. And when I look at the photos, I was looking pretty rough. So that seems to have gone away. All the bloating around my face and the bottom around my neck and around my chin has all gone away. I mean, I've still got quite a bit to go, and I've not actually been on a diet, but just physically by not drinking that amount of beer and alcohol, I've actually lost 2 stone. Number 2, alcohol doesn't decide what time I get up in the morning. So I'm up early, I take a lot more exercise, and I'm just basically enjoying life more. I didn't realise I was, you end up a bit of a slave to it. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic by any sort of means, but I was allowing it to decide what time I got up in the morning and what actually I did that day. Obviously, I've got a full-time business, so it was fitted in between that. But it meant that I had to go to work later, and it was that deciding what was going on. Number 3, I think basically my moods are a lot better. I used to sort of walk around in a sort of depressed state. Obviously, we've got something going on. We're not going to go on about that in this video. But so have a lot of other people in life. And I was sort of masking it by drinking heavy, thinking that I was having a party, making myself feel better. But in actual fact, it wasn't. It was actually making me feel far more miserable than I already was, which is exactly what you don't need in your life. Number 4, I've got a really strong relationship with my wife, but I think at some points it must have been pretty testing for her. I thought I was enjoying myself, and she kept saying to me, if you don't stop, you're going to seriously injure yourself. Drinking that amount of alcohol, you'll die young. And what really actually got me was, she said one day, you're going to leave me on my own. And that's actually that was probably the turning point when she said that. I don't want to live on my own when you've died through drinking all that booze. And so the rest is history, really. Number 5, it's not all positive. Obviously, you can't drink anymore. So certain social situations are just a little bit difficult. I went out for a meal the other night. Normally I'd come back sloshed. I actually drove there and drove back. It was a bit of a different situation. I tend to go out more at lunchtime and have a meal. So this was probably the second time that we've actually been out in the evening. So I drove down and drove back again. Just had a couple of diet lemonades while I was there. Had a perfectly good meal, but I think I've always been used to surrounding that with booze and drinking heavily. I'd have gone on from there to go into a pub. My long-suffering wife would have been like, shall we go home? And I'd been like, oh no, come on, let's have a party. I don't go out very often. It cost an absolute fortune, and I'd have got in about 11 or 12 o'clock at night when the pubs had shut. Well, we went out at 4:30, and I think we were back in for 6:30. So I say it's getting used to the different things in life. So if you've, this isn't for the people that go out a couple of times a week, just have a few beers and enjoy the life and then get on with it. This is for the ones that sit there late at night on their own, drinking themselves senseless. One thing I must say, it's not medical advice either. So if you've been an heavy drinker for a lot of years and you're deciding to not be an heavy drinker, you really need to go to your GP and just tell him what you're going to do. Go in there, be honest what you're drinking, and take a sort of step plan probably. Because if you've been drinking masses of alcohol for a lot of years, you could give yourself a seizure. So don't, whatever you do, just stop. But so this is not medical advice. This is just what happened to me. So thanks for watching. I hope you found it interesting. There is life after heavy drinking and actually sitting there and thinking that you're never going to kick the habit and it's going to rule you for the rest of your life. So obviously I'm not an alcoholic. I was just a massively heavy drinker, and it was the thing I went to when things were bad, and they actually got worse. To be really honest, it's not really worth it. You drink yourself miserable, and things just get worse and worse and worse. So I hope it's been of some value to some people. Some people just think another bloke going on about not drinking, but this is just my personal story. Thanks a lot. Catch you soon. Bye bye.